to Never Never Land. Yeah. Something's wrong, shut the light. Heavy thoughts tonight, and they aren't Snow White. Dreams of war, dreams of lies, dreams of dragons, fires, and the things that will bite. Yeah. Sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight. Exit light, enter night. Take my hand, off to Never Never Land. Now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, pray the Lord my soul to take. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. And never mind that noise you heard. It's just a beast under your bed, in your closet, in your head. Exit light, enter night. Take my hand, we're off to Never, Never, Never. Exit light, come on. Enter night. Grain of sand, we're off to Never, Never Land.
You put the boom boom into my heart. You set my soul sky when your loving starts. Jitterbug into my brain. Goes the bang, bang, bang till my feet do the same. But something's bugging me, something ain't right. My friend told me what you did last night. You left me sleeping in my bed. I was dreaming, but I should have been with you instead. Wake me up before you don't leave me hanging on the line. Yo, yo, wake me up before you go.
How can it be permissible? She compromised my principle. Yeah, yeah. That kind of love is mythical. She's anything but typical. She's a crazy and dog. She's a powerful force. You're a bicycle form when there's no other course. She used to look good to me, but now I find her simply irresistible. Simply irresistible. Her loving is so powerful. Huh. Simply unavoidable. Whoa, whoa. The trend is irreversible. The woman is invincible. She's a natural law, and she leaves me in awe. She deserves the applause. I surrender because she used to look good to me, but now I find her simply irresistible. Simply irresistible. Simply irresistible. She's so fine, there's no telling where the money went. Simply irresistible. She's all mine, there's no other way to go. She's unavoidable and back against the wall. She gives me feelings that I never felt before. I'm breaking promises, she's breaking every law. She used to look good to me, now I'm finding simply irresistible. She's so fine, there's no telling where the money went. Simply irresistible. She's all mine, there's no other way to go. The methods are inscrutable. The proof is irrefutable. Oh, 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 oh. She's so completely kissable. Huh. Our lives are indivisible. Yeah, yeah. She's a crazy and dog. She's a powerful force. You're a bicycle born when there's no other course. She used to look good to me, but now I find her Simply irresistible. There's no telling where the money went. Simply irresistible. There's no other way to go. Simply irresistible. There's no telling where the money went. Simply irresistible. There's no other way to go.
Welcome to Sam's Comedy Theater. It's time for Loudmouth. Please welcome already on stage your host, Sharon Resolution.
Hey! You can clap. We'll allow it. We allow clapping here. Get hot. Get hype. What? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Loudmouths. I am your host for tonight. I am Sharon Resolution, and I have some comics and poets here for you to laugh at, to snicker, to cry. I hope you do either one verbatimly, but I hope the comedians don't make you cry, but they might. So, hey, we all go that way. So, anyway, hi, how y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? It's a little hot, you know. It's Sacramento, you know. It's the 100-degree weather. It's always that lovely. I'm over here in Grass Valley. Yes, I'm in Grass Valley. It's a crazy part of the. Yes, on the Valley City. Oh, nice. Yes, Grass Valley is an interesting place. Grass Valley is a place where I have to play Where's Waldo to all the black and other people not of white Caucasian descent. I have to go, oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. And then look at me. I look in the mirror. Oh, it's me. So yeah, but no, I've been putting on my little. If you haven't seen it, I've been putting this as the Three's Company theme because I got two women and I got a guy in the middle. It's like if you have not seen, yeah, that's me. If you have not seen, I have a high glucose alarm. I call it my ex girlfriend that keeps taunting me every time. Like, damn you. Don't you call me? Why aren't you calling me? I love you. Hello. Like, shut up. Thank you. So, I call this thing the Three's Company theme because, like, if you ever seen Three's Company, I suggest you go on YouTube and watch at least one episode. It is ridiculous. There is a guy who lives with two women in this house where a landlord comes around just to check on him, and the landlord thinks this man is gay, living with two women. And I've always looked at that like, how does he not see this? How? His name is Jack Tripper. What the hell? Good God, man. Come and knock on our door. I'm like, really? The song itself is ridiculous. We'll be waiting for you. With the kids with all his and hers and his. Please come. What if it was, think about, have you ever seen Hanging Mr. Cooper? Ever seen Hanging Mr. Cooper? Hanging Mr. Cooper is basically the black version of Three's Company. It has two black women with one black guy. But instead of this one, they don't have a landlord coming around going, hey, Jack, where are you? Hey, no, they got a black guy going, I want to do this with this girl and go with this girl and that girl. They already know he's a black man, he's going to be fucking. Scary thoughts. But I'm here all this shindig. I'm going to do a poem for you because ridiculously as things are, I am a poet. I have this shirt. I am the vice president of Sacramento Poetry Center. And if you also didn't know, we are being camera watched. There's a camera right there. There's a camera right there. There's a camera right there. And there are people watching this stuff on camera on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all the stuff. So if they don't see you, don't worry. They know you're there. Yell, clap, laugh. I want them to hear you. All of you. All of you. Yes, right. Yeah, go get Cardi B with it. Come on, get all down with that one. Going up and up and up and up. Shit. But no. So there was a strawberry and a banana who met at a fruit bowl. They talked about their interests and goals. The strawberry was infatuated by the big, tall banana. They went over to the counter and started to peel. They swam around and came out of the yogurt bowl. And as the banana was drying off, the strawberry comes over and says, "Ooh, banana, you're so fine. I think I want to blend with you." Caught by surprise, the banana said, "I think I want to blend with you too." The banana caressed the strawberry's seeded exterior, which started a swirl in the yogurt bowl. And he began to swirl and swirl. Ooh, banana. Ooh, strawberry. The swirl, it became intense. It became so intense that they started to merge and split and merge. Oh my gosh. Split and merge. It started to fill me more. Split and merge. Swirling and swirling. Oh my gosh. I'm getting dizzy. Let's swirl. Let's swirl. Oh, keep going. Don't stop. Going. Swirling harder. Merge. Splitting. Going all the place, back to Saturn, back to the sun, going to the fan, splatting all over the place. Oh my goodness, keep it going until it reaches apex. And the sun began to set, and the flowers began to bloom, and everything went silent until the banana and strawberry began to speak. I'm gonna, we're gonna smoothie. And that That's why Jamba Juice is more than a family establishment. Thank you, thank you. And I'm hoping. Let's bring up my first comedian of the night. She has some interesting, not even bits in comic, but also poems for us. I am so intrigued to see what these poems lead to, as much as her comic relief. I'd like to give you Amy Thomas.
All right. So I normally do like stand-up comedy. That would be my main thing, and it doesn't rhyme, but I love writing poems for fun. I play Wordle, and I always like to try and use like the most fifth grade 5-letter words I can. So like boner, farts, poops, like anything I can think of. Those plurals are nice. And then I like to build a poem off of these, but I will hyper fixate on the rules of a poem. There's rhyming, so I'm autistic. You're not going to be able to tell I've been drinking. Alcohol cures autism, and I am treating one high functioning for another. Ballin'. So I hyperfixate on these rules of A, B, A, but I think they make an art. This is the first time I've ever read them out loud, so I'm excited for that. I start with one of my first jokes from my set, though. So I cleaned out my closet recently, found out I have the correct number of cat pattern blouses to dye alone. Perfect. I have the correct number of cats. I have 3. In between them, they love me about as much as a dog. And I am at peace with dying alone in a cat harem because it's got a lot of silver linings. When you have to look for a bright side in everything, you find that bright side. And that bright side is at least no one will have to clean up my body because the cats will be fed. Plus, I find there to be something poetically meta about pussy eating pussy, and I fucks with poetry. So this is my poem for this. It's called The Pussy Eating Poem, which I never do in stand-up because it's way too long. No ring on my finger, no man in my hand, but in my life loneliness does not linger. For at night my bed is full and my heart glad, for it is full of pussy, 3 balls of soft, sneezy fur. They're not dogs. They are more sassy, and they sweetly purr. While I am away at work, they do not attack, but wait and lurk, for when I come home, they enjoy a good snack. Money I do not have much, but if it was to stack, I would count with toe bean light touch, my fortune with my cats. I smoke weed out of my bong, they leave poop in a box, and we get along, 'cause they never need to go on walks. This pussy, money, weed life is for me. So in my cat harem, I reside, happily smoking my tree, until the day the cats notice I've died. But starve not will my sweet little 3, for upon me they will feast, pussy eating pussy. I will be deceased. No need for burial or cremation. In the bellies of pussies I shall rest, until the inevitable creation of cat turd post ingest. Not a coffin, but a litter box is where I'll be found. The cats will have pawed some little litter rocks until I am cleaned up and they are taken to the pound. The second one is my love poem to Jack in the Box, written in haiku form because I had to write it quick. Jack in the Box, yum. But the next day, oh no. Ouch, that shit burns my butt. This one is my Wordle poem. My Wordle poems on this day were turds, no win, boner, some win, clown, agony. So I wrote the Wordle poem. Sitting here in agony, hot Cheetos flaming my abdominal cavity. These turds of fire being spewed forth. To distract myself to weird thoughts my mind gives birth, such as, when a clown is going for a happy massage rub down, do they paint their boners? Then I decided to play with sonnets, and so I went for the Italian form first. When I got, in 3 tries, bitch, jumbo, maybe? That was my Wordle win. Perhaps this evening I may find fortune. Alone in the crowd, I scan the features, but no interest I spark from these creatures. My loneliness continues to burgeon. Then, like the full moon in a dark sky, I see an ass rather jumbo, attached to one fine bitch. Company for the evening, I hope, just maybe. I'll offer to take her for some gumbo, although this could lead to a later itch, or even a baby. I'm actually cis as fuck, but Holes was my favorite book growing up, so I write really well in the male voice. Also, I have the humor of a 10-year-old boy. On this Wordle day, they're all from different dates, I decided to write an elegy. Again, on 3 tries, the words were farts, wifey, bluff. And my poem goes, the smell of death still lingers. She warned me, but I called bluff, and so was forced to clasp cold fingers, regretting having been so rough. A married man I once was, and now a widower with no wifey, and I am the cause. Oh, why did I have to go and get extra spicy? My beloved I chose to shove in, when curry brewed in my belly the worst of farts, her deep into my Dutch oven, where her soul chose to departs. Oh, man. 3 more of the poems. So this was a sonnet in English form. Oh, because I did not win Wordle this day. I got 6 words: turds, crazy, joker, boner, lover, power. I don't remember the word was. But my poem is, I was irresponsibly craving a boner. 'Twas the drug dealing I chose a lover. Not the best way to get a dick donor. And done I was when out from under the bed cover. Rarely serious, my nature is that of a joker. I underestimated his crazy. Thought he was a cute smoker with a good playlist of Jay-Z. When I departed, he determined to make me cower. Getting physical and not using words, he attempted to use his size as power. And saying like Amber Heard, but with less turds. My speed he had dismissed. I made it back to my car in time to make a playlist. That's true. I've got, let's see, this one's a short one. This is a hard one for me to write. My words were adieu, acidy, aphid. I got that first A. You guys should play Wordle if you don't. It's excellent. Little aphid. So this comes from a story my dad told me where ants bring aphids on flowers. The aphids shit. Ladybugs fly in, eat the shit. Or no, ants eat the shit, but ladybugs fly in and eat the aphids, which is a good thing, because otherwise the aphids would eat the roses. So here's the poem I wrote for it. Little aphid, you must bid my rose adieu. The ants brought you in false amity. The ladybug is coming soon to get you. The ants brought you to eat roses and leave poo so acidy. Outside the house, my garden purlieu, which is a word I had to find. It was very hard. It means around a place. You chopped my petals so casually. Fuck you, aphid. You deserve this tragedy. And one more. This is my Wordle day. I barely won. The words were audio, womp, broke, stalk, and flock. On a walk I happily go. Or on a walk I happily go. Yep. When from behind a sound hits with a womp. Deep bass from his audio? This boy got no pomp. In a bar or car 'cause he's broke. Yet still the ladies he expects to flock. When from that Ford Escort he hollers, hey girl, you looking for a poke? Nah, dude. What do you even have in stock? I only fuck with ballers. Those are all my poems. I have my random stand-up set. I have a regular stand-up set if I could keep going. Otherwise, oh, hell yeah. All right, so I'm having a hard time growing up. It has taken into my 30s to realize what my life would be if it was a movie genre. I would be a coming-of-age story, but my age has already come hard, and it is gone now. I am in a cutscene where I live with my parents forever. But it's okay. I'm in Sacramento. So I'm just an imaginary umbilical cord away from sidewalk camping? That would be way too intense for me. I wouldn't be a happy camper homeless. I'm so happy I have my parents. Because they're good people. My parents. I am not going to look forward to the day I'm an orphan. For the day that both my parents have left this world is the day I am the last person alive that knows what it's like to wipe my own ass. If I'm lucky. I don't want anyone else to wipe it. Like, that's going to be a really lonely existence. But it's all right. Because Sacramento, I kind of need it. I love Sacramento. I've lived here my whole life. I would love to live here my whole life. We'll see if I can. Oh, Sacramento. Sacramento, I love it. But it kind of reminds me of the one I wrote the poem about, my lower middle class drug addict ex. Because, like I said, Sacramento, I love it. I'll go lots of places, and I'll compare them to Sacramento. And on a rare occasion, I want to come back to Sacramento. But I've spent enough time in Sacramento to know that Sacramento spent enough time in me for me to know that Sacramento is a dangerous piece of shit city. But I love it because Sacramento is trying to improve itself. It has these big projects. They never end, and they take up a lot of space, but it's cool. You know, they close down swaths of sidewalk. Choose the busiest hour of the day or the busiest freeway to just make massive amounts of lanes to change all of a sudden, just changing shit up. That's cool. I admire them bettering themselves, except that they seem to be ignoring these larger, more apparent problems, like the entire homeless camp on our street, I think it is right now. They keep moving it. Or the drug addiction and the mental health that leads to that. It's cool, but it reminds me of that lower middle class drug addict ex. Also always had big problems. He was going to better himself. But he would ignore larger things like mental health, drug addiction, and his own sometimes homelessness. Dating this guy led to me saying some crazy things I never thought I would say. Like, I don't know if it's your carburetor making your mom cry, dude. It's probably that you got your brother addicted to heroin. Or like, go ahead, take the lawnmower apart again. But it's not going to save Christmas, and we don't have a lawn. It's like Sacramento, though, because living in Sacramento, I think, will make you say some stuff you never thought you would say, like, don't step in that fentanyl! Or like, man, whoever diarrheaed on the wall has excellent aim, right in the mural of Gavin Newsom's mouth. Sacramento, you could light the beam 2 ways here. But should be getting hot. I wear a backpack, and that's not fun. Should be getting way too hot in Sacramento. It's going to be toddler manslaughter hot. I don't like that I don't get to leave things in my car without them melting or dying. And I have to find out every summer, again, that, like, I know boob sweat is bad, but you know you can still get boob sweat wet, like, even without the boobs? I just straight waterboard. I just get so swampy. It's like Guantanamo Bay down there right now. Like the white pants, no. I can't even find anyone to torture because my hot girl summer is getting way too literal. I should be used to it, though, because I've been here my whole life. I went to Sac State. Anyone else? So no one else has a BA, bad alcoholism? I got that from Sac State, bad alcoholism. Not a BS, though, but I did a bunch of BS. And I'm really regretting my college decisions. Because so I was scrolling through articles the other day, and I saw one, and it was titled, Dunkin' Donuts. Top 5 flavors as recommended by experts. And I'm going to tell you, if you paid 40 grand for BA and you were not recommending donuts, you majored in the wrong shit. I already know the control group. It's glazed. Because you add some maple? Ooh. Add some chocolate? Yeah. Add some sprinkles? I don't know. I don't fully regret college, though, because I found out my spirit animal. It's a mule, because I half-ass everything. Oh, man. I half-ass everything, except for cocaine. I full-ass cocaine. Actually, I will take this time to share with you guys the best way to snort cocaine. It's one of the only things I know, which is what they told me when I went into comedy. They're like, teach something you know. I'm like, it's grammar and it's cocaine. The grammar jokes didn't work. So the best way to snort cocaine is with a $2 bill. Now, I know some people like to front all baller, throw it 100, but that's one of the best, one of the worst things you could do. Silliest things. Throw it $100 bill around a group of cocaine users. Because cocaine is an expensive drug. And the high, while great, is brief. That's why they call it yayo, because you do a line. You're like, yay, this shit dope. Yo. 10, 20 minutes later, it's gone. And at this point, people always want to do or buy more cocaine. I've never seen cocaine saved for leftovers. And what's to stop people from stealing that 100 that's been getting passed around? Brandon, you seem not to care. But you could use a 1. But like a 2, if you could acquire 1, it's more classy, more mysterious, good conversation piece, exactly what you need with cocaine. And you can't use a 2 to buy more coke. Coke dealers are really suspicious. However, if you have a 2 and you want to buy more weed, go for it. Because if you have the right weed guy, you can use anything to buy weed. The other day, I bought weed for a gold Sacagawea coin, Cheese Whiz, and a promise to get him the rest back later. Everything I found on my couch. I have not gotten him back. So don't let him know I'm here. But I'm so happy to be here. Because I think I'm funny. Scientific fact, I have 2 humorous bones in my body, sometimes 3. Probably not tonight, but still, good night. Oh man, it's going to get better for you guys. Fuck yeah, poetry. Let's bring up our amazing host and some more poets. I don't know if you, yeah.
Amy Thompson! Oh my God. I think the part that cracked me up the most was when you're talking about cocaine, the back was saying, good tip. I was like, what? It's like, good tip. I was like, damn. Cocaine. Cocaine. Goddamn. If there's a show called Survival of the Thickest. And it's on Netflix. Check it out. There's a character, a roommate. The protagonist is roommate. Her cat is named Cocaine. I'm still tripping. I know it's white as shit, but it's like it's named Cocaine. Wow, that's just way out the world right there. Speaking of way out the world, segue. Our next person is gonna be a poet. He's a man that's been coming here. I'm grateful and faithful that he has, and has also been out there putting his work out. His new work, if you have not seen it yet, please get yourself a copy of it. It is the poems about aliens. He's been to Baycon. He's been to he's been a lot of places. He's been over to Sacramento Poetry Center. He's been over to the Sacramento. He's been down to I think he's been to places that even I haven't been to yet, and I'm getting damn near jealous to say his name as he comes up. And if you don't know already, if you haven't seen his side, this man is also in Iron. He's basically an Iron Man. He's a strong man picking up big shit, rocks, boulders. Good God! And he does poetry. I give you Corey Van.
So I was told that this feels good, but I don't love you. When I was abducted, the aliens asked me, chomping their words through heavy lips, if that's what it means to be human. I said yes a lot of the time. Black light soak into scars, the ghosts of barbed wire and asphalt. Hearing the metallic shimmer of saws and violins. Floating flower petals in sticky liquid. Dust hanging in puppet strings of sunlight that drift through sheer curtains into a dim room where the tables are covered in lace. Smelling gasoline in a rose bush. A worm is afraid of the dark and dries in the sun. This is our world. Scraping fat and meat off of animal skin, not knowing if the ones you will keep warm with your pelts would hold your tired forearms otherwise. This is our world. Now, when I used to sleep outside, trembling in my hammock, the winter's chill would linger unwelcome into the spring midnight. a man born of dirt and black walnuts. I was hidden in the woods, my motorcycle hidden nearby. There were nightmares before I had seen a monster. Dead coyotes animating and taking of my flesh. And in the nightmares, their eyes would glow like flashlights. But there were no lights in the abduction, only warmth. An instant change of there to here, alone to lonely, dark to void, fear to helpless. But their hands were warm, taking my clothes away that were soaked in forest dew and wrapping me in a quilt, soft as breath. They were only curious. I explained to the aliens that on our planet, and from the subject's perspective, there is no meaningful difference between curiosity and sadism. They couldn't understand, but wanted to. I said to the aliens, I only know what I've been told. I was told by a pastor that rap is sin. I was told by a teacher that history is war. I was told by a woman that blowing into a vagina will cause death by aneurysm. I was told by the government that I'm safe from missiles. I was told by my mother that I hated math. I was told by my grandfather that we are free. I was told by a hippie to be gentle with myself. I was told by a lover nothing, just silence. But of these things, what do you feel? The aliens wanted to know. I said I feel like wedging myself between bodies and cushions when the wind is cold, threatening rain. Thank you. So the vagina thing is a true story. When I was in my early 20s, I dated some wild women. I date wild women now too, but I did then as well. Like, Corey, your girl's fighting a stripper in the bathroom, that kind of thing. Like, okay. But this particular girl that I was dating then wouldn't let me go down on her, right? Because she was afraid that if I blew into it, that vagina bubbles would percolate through her blood and make her heart explode. Is that a thing? Is it a thing? Yeah. Is it a thing? I've never Googled it. I just stuck it in the back of my mind. Never do it. All right. That's good to know. We learned something tonight at Stab Comedy Theater. That's a good tip. Blow away. Blow away, she says. Blow. So here's the thing. So this is like a focus group now. Because on reflection, right? Like I didn't think about this for years, but now that I have been thinking about it, I realized that there were two things that this girl believed. She believed in the medical idea, the risk. She believed in the medical risk. She also believed that if she were to, politely speaking, sit on my face, that my response would be to play her like a tuba. And I'm just wondering, since we've turned this into a forum, is that a problem? Because there are people with vaginas here, so was that a problem that anyone, like, all good? All good, okay. I'm just curious. Yeah. Blow away, play away. I'm just, like, I feel like it's a, yeah. I feel like it's a stuffy nose situation, right? A lot of mouth breathing going in anyway? No? All right. This is the material that didn't work at the Sacramento Poetry Center. People were not comfortable talking about this. My name's Corey, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I wrote this book, like Sharon said. It's called Poems About Aliens. Available in the back if anyone would like a copy later. I'm not the most typical poet. Dicks and vaginas make it into a lot of my poems. That's my main selling point in this very lucrative career of selling poetry books that I've staked my future on. But each poem in the book, I kind of ask a question, you know, what if aliens were here and they were like this? And then I write a poem from that perspective. So I wrote a poem about, you know, what would it be like if I were abducted, right? There's a series of poems. Some people think that if aliens were here or aliens were around, they think they're missing the planet because we're just not that interesting, right? Like that's an argument that goes around. I think about that sometimes. But I think a funnier scenario is what if they came, but they still weren't interested? So how would we react? So I usually do a call and response with this piece. I'm not going to put you through that tonight, but I will warn, there's some nipple references in this poem that sometimes make people uncomfortable. So if you feel like the need to cover up, you can do that now. And this poem's written in 5 parts: the problem, the aliens, the humans, the solution, and the mission. Here we go. The problem. They weren't here for us. Apparently, sentient life is pretty common in the universe, and religion is as abundant as dirt. The aliens didn't even want to talk. I mean, they didn't have mouths, but still, an effort would have been nice. So we barraged the aliens with homemade cupcakes like a desperate ex-lover. You know, look at me, pick me up, let me suck the nipple. The aliens. These aliens had a lot of nipples. Like a lot of nipples. Brown nipples, all sizes, scattered and mismatched across barrels of flesh, even on their backs. Their skin was like avocado leaves, almost plastic and dark green. They had 2 long arms with no hands. Each arm was a rigid, bony jet that bent in about 10 places. Aliens with 20 elbows. Both legs were about 8 feet each. They wore these black leathery pants all the way down to the ankles, and their bare feet were more like 7-digited hands that could step and grab and even pull trees out by the roots. When they walked, they had this massive gait that made these archways between their legs, and every step left a deep handprint. These aliens were also headless. Their arms were covered in eyeballs framed with burly lashes, probably hundreds on each. Between the eyes were these gaping holes that sucked, making tiny tornadoes of dust. The aliens spent their days wandering around, scanning the ground with their arms. They would even push boulders or the foundations of old homes to the side and scan their arms underneath. Now we're pretty sure that the holes on their arms were like nostrils. We think that they would open their eyes 1 or 2 at a time when they smelled something interesting. When they did, we saw that their arm eyeballs looked mostly like our face eyeballs. But they never fucking looked at us. Look at me, pick me up, let me suck the nipple. It's usually what I have you say, but... The humans. Several countries, my America most of all, engine of pork, corn, and bad Tinder dates, established special branches of military to monitor the aliens. One country even blasted a nippled alien with a bomb. Not saying it was North Korea. Didn't even knock the damn thing off balance. Christian evangelists wore Patagonia windbreakers and followed their assigned alien around for months. Churches and the network of God's soldiers held rallies to supply peanut butter sandwiches to these men and women doing the Lord's work. The evangelists tried to read scriptures to the aliens and teach them how to pray. The aliens had no hands to fold. They sniffed the peanut butter but didn't so much as squint an arm eye a centimeter open for the people. A few daredevils and homeless folks hung hammocks between the alien legs, roamed with them, saw the country. Billionaires bargained, offering gold, even offering their wives for a ride to space. The goddamn hippies protested, said the aliens deserved privacy. They advocated for modesty covers, bed sheets we were supposed to drape over ourselves so we couldn't watch the aliens, couldn't disturb them on their journey. Said it was wrong to photo or video too. They even value signaled by putting their camera phones in the trash can and setting the trash can on fire. but somehow still managed to post the burnings on Instagram by the thousands. Farm workers couldn't be bothered. The harvests were smaller now for the massive handprints upturning roots. They had to cover more ground to keep their families and our families fed. Baristas continued being vegan. Bartenders listened to the exact same number of stories about how the world is ending and that the government did it. Economists predicted inflation and said that the government did it. 8-year-old boys in shorts and Crocs scuffed their feet across the sidewalk to inch closer, inch closer and poke, just barely poke, eyes wide and nervous over a Cheeto crumb smile, just poke an alien leg. There were a few romantics, the ones really into nipple play, who thought they were falling in love with the aliens. They waited for cloudy nights, lightless as sin, and naked rubbed their nipples on the nipples of disinterested aliens. The sightings of priests trying to plug the alien armholes with their penises were alarmingly higher than even the most dejected of Catholics would have guessed. And even then, they wouldn't open their eyes. Look at me, pick me up, let me suck the nipple. The solution. We tried everything. We made signs, and we flashed strobe lights, and we offered our virgins against their crying will, and we poked them with the pokiest sticks, and we spoke to them with representatives from the United Nations in every conceivable language. Feminists pointed out this should have been attempted prior to offering the virgins. And even our scientists called on shamans in Peruvian alpaca hair to dose the aliens with frog slime. And a 4th grade teacher tried a talent show. And we fucking cried into the void of the universe. We ripped open our souls, shaved our heads, covered each other's genitals with burlap, vowed to silence. And the CIA recruited our very best porn stars, and Hollywood directors, and Bollywood directors, and a DJ, and laser light technicians, and freestyle drone operators, and acrobats, and a big fat man telling jokes, and a pretentious French woman smoking a cigarette, and a burning hula hoop with a goldfish to jump through it, and bellows of artificial smoke, and good, down-to-earth, hairy fucking thespians, and we put on the greatest goddamn show the world will ever see, and the aliens wouldn't open their stupid eyes. The solution, or the mission. On occasion, a worm would pop out of the soil after a night's rain. On occasion, a hedgehog would roll on its back and yawn, lazy and long, to take a belly-up nap. On these occasions, and only these occasions, an alien would open a single arm eye to watch. All right, thank you, Stab. Books in the back.
Give it up once again for Corey Vance. Get that book, Poems to an Alien. Get those books. God dog, wow. That made me feel disturbed. I got this one over here laughing their ass off. I love it. Christian advocates. Wow. Poking priests. Wow. And they still wouldn't look, huh? Not even the priests? God dog. Good grief. What do you need to give an alien a little bit of what? Good grief. Tension, man, tension. They're not District 9 aliens, I can see that. Jeez. But anyway. So today I actually had an interview for a job, for an office job. And it was impressive to me was the fact that the person asked me, so what have you been doing for the past, since 2020? I said, beyond surviving? Oh, I was working a DJ job. I was doing a DJ gig. I was actually making podcasts. I've been stripping. I've been doing other things in particular ways. And you don't have that on your resume. Why would I have that on my resume? I'm getting an office job. Is it because this is how things were when I went to my office job? Thursday, 8 a.m. I walk between two security doors to meet a time clock. The clock's a Nazi, but that's okay. I punch it daily. I sit in a 6x6 cubicle in a windowless room. But Betty's a rebel. Pictures of beaches and babies fill her cubicle wall. This would be a quiet place if it weren't for the tapping on the keyboard. I monitor monitors that are monitoring me. We're audio visual standoff. In the side, office lights illuminate while Jane tolerates a migraine daily. Gluten-free Janine slowly slips the last Danish off the coffee table. Dan got fired yesterday. Vultures circle his desk. I got dibs on the multicolored markers. In the break room, the smell of burnt popcorn wafts. It's the perfume of the damned. Employees go to the water cooler to overhydrate so they can take unnecessary pee breaks. At the refrigerator, open the door. It's the signal of previous employees long gone. Passive aggressive notes are slow signal descent into hell. Keep your hands off my sandwich! Sign Phil. The boss brings her favorite creamer to work today and puts her name on it. Market will not stop me. I dump half of it into the sink and put a thank you note. Sign Phil. I tell myself, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here. I belong. This is my job. I love it. My therapist says, I think you're in an abusive relationship with my job. Huh. Yesterday, we saw a training video on office shootings. Not quite sure if it was prevention or tutorial. We'll see at the next evaluation. Thank you. And now, we're going to bring something way different than me. I want to bring you the last, but the highlight, the headliner, the stupendous. When I hit her up, I was happy as hell because she's good friends with Corey, and Corey knows her, and I was like, yes! Thank God! She's done one of my shows up in Grass Valley. Oh, yeah. She's been there, so she knows the terrain. It's scary. All right, hearing you up here, Jess Hardy!
I did go to Grass Valley, and I saw a woman toting a goat on the side of the road. I'm not even kidding. I was driving up, and I was like, this can't even be real. No, it was a donkey. It was a donkey. It wasn't a goat. It was a donkey. And then I told everybody they were jackasses, and they didn't get the joke, so they were like, what? That's mean. Anyways, hi, everyone. I go to a lot of comedy shows, you guys, like so many. And the best thing about it is that comedians are the most socially awkward people you'll ever meet. It's true. Like, if you talk to any of us, like in the bathroom, on the street, we're so weird. Super weird. But as soon as you put a microphone in our hands, we're like, all right, I'm going to tell you about the first time I did coke and anal. It was the same night. Right now. What I'm realizing tonight is that poets are the same. Also very awkward. But you put a mic in the hand, we're going in. Aneurysms, pussy aneurysms, and all that. It's good. It's very good. I have a question for you guys. What did you think the first time you heard the word pupusa? Baby Indian? That's so wholesome, Amy. No one else went dirty? Yeah, right? Something like that. Somebody was like, do you like pupusas? And I was like, yeah, but like I haven't told my parents yet. It's like really awkward. You just asked me this right now. So you guys, I just did Sober June. Thank you. Yeah, I made it the whole month. But I also did no caffeine. So no alcohol, no caffeine for the whole month. Yeah, I work like a standard like 9 to 5 office job. So for me, that's like crazy. It was really hard. So I was like raw dog in reality for the first time in like 10 years. I didn't even realize like this is what it felt like to like be me. I was like, wow, I've just been doing this the whole time. Just existing this way. It was really weird. But I'm not like built for substances the same way anymore. Like I can't do it. Like when I was younger, I would drink like 3 energy drinks and like clean the whole house, do a bunch of cocaine, whatever. I can't do it anymore. I had too much caffeine one time, like kind of recently, and I swear I felt my body hair growing. I'm not even kidding. It was intense. So I decided to take a month off from everything. And what made me realize, it made me realize that there's people who can just like tolerate so much. And I have a theory that people who can handle like a lot of drugs and stuff, they were the ones that were given soda in their bottles as babies. You know, like they were the Coke kids. Yeah. New definition of Coke babies. But like, I don't know, if you give your kids like soda in their baby bottles, like they're gonna do Coke in the bathroom. Like it's a direct line. It's just how that works. Yeah, but I'm back on the bottle, you know. I'm hitting the bottle hard again. No, I'm having like a drink every now and then. It's good. I'm good. You don't have to worry about me. But I do. I had a lot of thoughts when I wasn't drinking. I had a lot of ideas, and one of them was that I have a business proposition for sex workers. Yeah, so I think that sex workers should make like itemized receipts instead of a flat rate, right? So imagine this, okay? I'm a sex worker. Just imagine it. No, it's gonna be really hard. I have my client, okay? I'm gonna like yeehaw. I dismount, and I have a receipt typer. I put a pair of glasses on, nipple clamp still attached. That'll be $10.99 for every you like that? $400 for the orgasm I had to fake. They would make so much more money. So much more money. I think they should do it. I actually really wish I could put together like a panel of sex workers and just ask them questions. I'm so curious. I'm so curious how they like handle it. Like, don't they have like PTSD, like post-traumatic stress dick disorder? Just about the sheer amount of dicks they have to see. I don't even like seeing one like a year. That's too much for me to handle. I would ask them a very specific question though. I do want to know how they would handle men who take too long to come. I know I always get silent blank stares when I say that because I'm like, I know, hear me out. I'm like one of the few women that just like really want it to like end. Like I love a one pump chump. A minute, win it. Let's go. I'm in for that. My time is precious. I also don't really like men that much. But yeah, I'm not a fan of people who take too long to come. I kind of turn into like a baby in a high chair. At some point, like, okay, all done. I want to get down now. All done. And the ones that come immediately, I'm like, ooh, that is a red flag right there. I have an indicator, though, when I know that sex is taking too long. If you outlasted my digestive cycle, and I feel like I have to take a shit, like you lasted longer than the mozzarella sticks we had at 6 p.m. Yeah. Time to wrap it up. All done. I want to get down now. Oh, yeah. So I'm originally from New York, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, I live in California now. So I'm basically Tupac. Yeah. Basically Tupac. But I'm here now. But I know what you're doing. Everybody does this. They automatically assume I'm from like New York City, right? At least one of you did. You're like, she's cool. She's from Brooklyn. I'm not. I'm not from like Hong Kong, New York. I'm from the part of New York that's like, Tammy, you drink the last Budweiser. Shrill like that too. I think that's the loudest I've ever actually done that. That was so loud. Yeah, I'm talking about upstate New York. Are you guys familiar? Upstate? Yeah, it's trashy. It's really trashy. The upstate part of New York is where rain is celebrated as both a car wash and a shower. Yeah. Yes, I come from a long line of people who think that the lettuce, tomato, onion on a burger counts as a salad. Yeah, I love my trashy family though. I have like, we're good, we're cool. I'll claim them, I guess. The only problem is it made it really hard for me to come out as a bisexual person. Yeah, no, my dad had the same response, just silence, just blank stares. They weren't upset about the gay stuff. They were just like, why are you like diet gay? You couldn't just do it all the way. My dad told me that it was two things I now can't bring to a completion: my college degree and a man. Yeah. I am a bisexual person, but I do have some unfortunate news. I'm one of the bisexual women that's dating a man. I know. Pride Month is over, so I can like say it again. But it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate for the queer community. There's a lot of us though, bisexual women that are dating men, and we're just ashamed of ourselves. You can blame most things on us. It's our fault, really. For everything that's bad, it's our fault. I'm pretty sure every time a bisexual woman starts dating a man, like a flannel shirt and a sports bra, they just go up in flames. Cute lesbian couple driving in their Subaru, their head gasket blows, their dog runs away. It's just what happens. It's my fault. I'm gonna paint you a picture, though, about what it's like to be a bisexual woman, okay? I need to make space. Open up the fucking pit! Okay. Right here, there's a giant fiery gauntlet of dicks. Can you see it? It's right here. I know you can. You got the outfit. You probably took acid before you got here. It's right here. Giant pit of dicks. So the whole time I'm like, I'm growing up and I'm like, I like girls. I like girls. I like girls. I like girls. And then one of the dicks is just like on fire enough, not big enough. On fire enough. And it just swats you down into the pit. And that's how you get into a relationship. That's it. That's dating men 101. If you were wondering. Thank you. My partner does wear dresses sometimes though, so the queer community lets me pass. They're like, it's fine. We don't really know what's going on there. I get a green light from them, so it's okay. Yeah. Do you guys ever have arguments with your partner at home? Are you guys, anyone dating? Single? You got. Everyone's single? You're not single. Okay, but do you live with partners? Both of you? Okay, the worst part about it, right, is when you get into an argument and then like you can't leave and you just have to like do something really regular in front of them after. Right? Like you get into a huge argument and then you have to like turn around and like pack your lunch. Or like you have to like I don't know, like bleach your mustache and you're just like, don't fucking look at me right now. That's my current issue. So I don't know if you guys know this, but it's against the law to live in California if you're not gay and ride a bike. I don't know if you know this. It's required by law to be gay and ride a bike here. So when I went through agricultural check, like from New York, they're like, do you have any apples? Congrats, you're gay. Here's your bike. So I'm here now, and I'm trying to ride a bike. I'm trying my best. I actually rode my bike here, so don't steal it, please. I gave my partner the car, actually. He's in San Francisco, so I don't even have a car. So please don't steal my bike. I'm trying really hard to do the bike thing, y'all. I'm on my third bike because Sacramento's a ratchet. It's so hard. It's so hard. Yeah. I keep trying. So I'm on my third bike. Problem is, every time I get on my bike, I just fucking black out and wake up at Trader Joe's. It's really frustrating because I really want to go somewhere else. It's because like the bike seat is like it's a used bike, and I think it's like the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter. So every time I get on, it's like, yes, okay. Bony ass, white girl named Jessica, Trader Joe's. It's frustrating. I have enough curry flavored ice cream to last the year. Meatloaf condoms. I don't know what they sell there. Yes. But through my noble biking journey, I've realized there is a lot of fucked up things that people do to the bikers, like especially in Midtown. Like people keep putting their trash cans or their cars in the bike lanes, right? And so I just kick it over now. Like I don't just kick that shit over. Because I don't know if you know this, but the garbage that goes all over the ground doesn't matter because I'm single-handedly solving global warming by not driving my car, so I'm allowed to do that. There's the people in Sacramento that think they're saving the planet, right, by riding their bike. There's two groups. There's those people. They wear like their Tevas. They've got like their backpack on. They definitely have a car. They just like choose to ride it for their own like ego or whatever. They probably have a membership at Pipeworks, climbing gym. And then the second group is people who just stole a bike. That's it. That's the two groups. That's it. So I'm going to keep trying, you guys. Thank you. There's some places I just won't ride my bike, though. Like, I can't, like, ride my bike to, like, the gynecologist. Right? Because, like, it's a lot happening down there. That's like a hard no for me. I'll walk like miles before I do that. I know Corey goes to the gym. Anyone else like to go to the gym? You guys gym people? Yeah, go to the gym occasionally. Do you like group fitness classes? No, not a fan. Anyone else? Group fitness? I'm not a fan either. You like it? Not a fan. Not a fan. I don't like group fitness classes because I think that it's really weird that we're all going to go into this room and we're going to be sweaty and we're screaming and we're paying for it, but it's not an orgy. It's just like weird to me. But I have a friend who was like, hey, you should try spin classes. I was like, okay. And she's like, because sometimes I hit the right angle on the bike seat and it's worth it. So I was like, okay, bet. I'll publicly masturbate. So I went to a spin class, and I know what's going to happen, right? I'm like, oh, we are all going to, like, be a part of this, like, soccer mom circle jerk. Like, let's go. Pulled up my Jane Fonda socks, and I got on that bike, and the instructor's bringing us through all these different positions. And I'm waiting for the moment, and she's like, okay, and I'm gonna have you hold right there for 3, 2, 1. And then we all came together. And what I realized in that moment is that group fitness classes are just an orgy. They are exactly that. So I'm in. I do spin every Tuesday now. My sex life is not as great, but that's all right. So you guys, I'm one of the people that's keeping Arby's in business. You ever drove past an Arby's and you're like, who the fuck? I'm the fuck. Are you too? Oh my, we have so much in common. Masturbate, fucking Arby's. Bike. You're in this pit here. I mean, Arby's fucks, you guys. People hate on Arby's, but like I'm keeping it in business. I am. If I see an Arby's, I'm going. They're like a dying species. Not around as much anymore. But I go to Arby's for the curly fries, right? Curly fries. Anyone here willing to admit to me right now that they go to Arby's and order regular fries? You wouldn't, right? Because that is sociopath tendencies. That's a trait of a serial killer. It is. Okay, any restaurant, Jack in the Box. Would you order regular fries or curly fries? Curly. Okay, I'm glad I'm among friends. This is good. Feel safe. So apparently, there's some kind of like psychological test, a mental exam that we give police officers before they join. It's not working, right? I think we should just like throw that out the fucking window, and all we need to do is ask them what their Arby's order is. That's all you need to do. And then they're like, I order regular fries, and then the police academy's like, you're hired. Because that's how that works. Are you guys familiar with ACAB? You know what ACAB means? No? Yes. What does ACAB mean? Wrong. All cops Arby's bad. All cops are bastards. But also, all cops Arby's bad. That's going to be the new ACAB. I'm declaring it now. Yes, I'm declaring it now. Let me see where I'm at, y'all. Did you guys like Corey's poems? I wrote a poem. Can I read it to you guys? I didn't know Amy was going to write so many, so now I feel like I should have tried harder. Like an hour before the show, I was like, I should write a poem, and this is when I regurgitated out of my body. Okay? I kind of want to face the wall. I'm wet. It smells like metal. I wish I had the shape of a petal. You think I'm talking about pussy, but I'm much more mushy. Flavor nowhere to be seen. I'm just a canned green bean. I cannot tell you what the inspiration was for that. I have no idea where that came to be. I think I was initially thinking about being an olive, and then I couldn't think of anything that rhymed with olive. So I turned into a green bean for you all. I'm pretty proud of it. I am. I think in 4th grade I actually was published in a poetry book for like some like 3-line poem I wrote about birthdays. So holler at me if you ever need a partner. Okay, you guys, pandemic was strange, right? We had a weird pandemic. I like observing all the weird habits people picked up from the pandemic. You know what I'm talking about? We got weird. We got really weird. Some people like became master bread bakers. Yeah. Some people masturbators. Yeah, my weird little dirty thing I picked up from the pandemic, my little bad habit is that I moved to Sacramento and became a comedian. So this is my rock bottom. Just here to speak my truth. But through my journey with comedy, I also started therapy. Yeah, thank you. It's a weird thing to start at the same time. Comedy and therapy. I get to play like a really fun game with my therapist. Like, should I make a joke about this or should we figure this out? You know, you can guess what she usually says, and then you can guess what I usually do instead. She's like, nothing's funny all the time, Jess. But I think it is. So what I've decided is I'm going to dump her, and I'm going to trauma dump here instead and save the $180. Because you're also forced to listen to me just like my therapist, so it's the same, really. This is also therapy. But through my journey with comedy and therapy, I did figure out the root cause of my anxiety. Yeah. I feel this is a safe space. Yeah, I feel very ready to be vulnerable with each other. Perfect. I'm going to lock eye contact and not blink for the rest of this. I don't think I can handle that. So the root cause of my anxiety comes from when I was a kid. And we had a VCR, and I would play a game with the VCR every time I pressed play. I didn't know if I was going to get a Disney movie or porn. Yeah. Parents, if you could call them that. Yeah, it was a real gamble. Every time I press play, am I getting Aristocats or Fisticat? Are we getting 101 Dalmatians or 101 Dominatrix? Yeah, Daddy was a freak. Beauty and the Beast or Beauty and the Beast? Damn. I had the same reaction, Amy. I really, at some point I was like, well, this is just what Disney movies are. This is just what it is. I wasn't even shocked. But I would go to school and the kids would be talking about different movies they'd seen. They'd bring up Lion King. And I'd get really excited and I'd go, oh, I know this one. I've seen this one. My favorite part is when Simba finishes on Nala's face. Personal favorite of mine. That's why I do comedy now. You have to have some fucked up thing of your past in order to get up on the stage, right? I'm sure as artists you also know, like, you have to have experienced something. Hakuna fucking Matata. Hakuna Matata all night, my dad said. With the door unlocked. Hakuna Matata with the door unlocked. And the kid in the bathtub. No, I'm just kidding. That would have been really fucked up. I'm not that bad. I made it out okay. There is a reason I live across the country, though. Okay, so we went to a vulnerable, that's a hard word, vulnerable space. So I'm going to go further and tell you about something that weighs heavy on my mind. It's about a specific kind of fart. Everybody knows the one. It's the kind of fart that when it comes out, it just kind of like rolls forward. You know the ones. And you just like discover this part of your body you didn't know you had. Like a little new compartment. I call it my fussy. Little fart marble. Yeah. The uncomfortable part is like when you're in public and you have to figure out a way to like get it out. The best part of this joke is I told this at, actually it was at Stab for Dan Smith's Can't Stand Up comedy show in the wheelchair. And he was like, I can't feel my butt or my legs. So I just have to like, fully like, to get a fart out. That man's just rolling around with farts trapped in his butt all day. Never able to release. I have never like had such like a perception change, and I was like, I can just release my farts as I please. Never mind like the walking part. I can release my farts. You have to do this like fun dance when it happens. You have to like reverse pop walk. You have to like go back in to get it out. You know? You know the move. I know you know the move. You got TPE, tight pussy energy. Yeah, it's a good time. Farts. I have a theory though with it that I think like my butthole's sending a message forward. Yeah, sending a message. It's like, hey, I think she's fucking with that weird guy again. He's probably gonna give you UTI. Just a heads up. Watch out. They don't have a language, you guys. That's the only way they can communicate. Fart moves. That joke is named Fart Moves, if you're wondering. And also, every time that happens to you, you're going to think of me. It's just going to happen. So if you learn nothing from me tonight, it's that girls fart and they get trapped in their pussy. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. I told this joke, and a man was like, I'll still eat it, though. And I was like, yeah, of course you will, because that's just like a flavor shot. Just $1 extra. Tastes like hot Cheetos now. That was a really important piece to add, okay? That was a really important piece to add. Because I want to tell you about how dirty I am also. And I don't like to wash my hair ever. That's why I cut my hair off. I went short hair because I'm like, I just can't anymore. But here's a rule, and maybe you know this, maybe you don't. But the more buns in her hair, the dirtier it is. Okay? 1 bun, she's probably like day 3. 2 buns, day 5. 3 buns, That's the alien from Toy Story. That's how that works. So I like to stretch a washout, and I had much longer hair at the time, but I had my hair in 2 buns because we were really pushing that day 5. And I was at this show, and I was in this long line waiting for a drink, and this man in front of me also had 2 buns in his hair. Yeah, so we connected, you know, like with our souls. Because if you also never shower, you find those people. It's your tribe. So he turned to me. He stomped his foot down. He locked eyes with me. And he slowly started to lower his head. And so I knew what I had to do. And so I started to slowly lower my head. And our buns started to reach out for each other. And they locked. And we locked buns. And then we were stuck in this position. And what happened is our memories started to transfer into each other's bodies. And we started to levitate off the ground. Can you see it? We were levitating. I also took acid before the show. We were levitating off the ground. And I was like, hey, you had a fucked up childhood. And he was like, so did you. I saw the VCR. So did you. I saw the VCR. Okay, y'all. I have one more for you. Do any of you live in this like immediate area, like Land Park, Midtown? You do? Anyone else? Kind of. You live anywhere you want to live, but no. Where do you guys live? What area? Oh, you said that. Okay, it doesn't really happen in Nevada City as much, but around this area, there's like all these like Gen Z boys who are bleaching their hair. Have you seen it? Go to like any coffee shop, you'll find one. It's just they got a septum ring, bleached hair. I think they're trying to do like the Pete Davidson thing. Like they're going for like big dick and depression. Yeah. The problem is they're leaving the developer on like 10 minutes too long, and they're like ending up in Flavortown. Yeah, they look like Guy Fieri. But I want them to know that it is okay, because in 5 years, Kim Kardashian will be fucking Guy Fieri, and it will be on trend. Thank you guys so much. I'm Jess Harding. Get up for your host, Sharon.
Get it once again for Jess Harding! Oh my God. Oh, the Gen Zers. Oh my God. Jeez. Big dick energy. Jeez. Thank you everyone for coming out to see Loudmouth. I mean, I want to give it back up to Amy Thompson. I want to give it up to Corey Vance. Get his book, Poems for Aliens. I want to give it to Jess Harding. And I am your host, Sharon Resolution. I'll be going back up to Grass Valley with my Nevada City people. We going up, people. Take care, everybody online and everything. We'll see you soon next month. New group, new poems, new comedy. What else can we do? It's a hot August night. Woo! See ya.
Lord, can touch us one time.
All right, everybody, that is it for us. Thanks for coming out. You can check out Stab live in person Thursdays through Sundays, or check us out any old time from the comfort of your home, 6 nights a week. We'll be back here tomorrow, 8:30, for the Stab Light Open Mic.
Every night in my dreams, I see you. I feel
Have a good night, everybody.
that is how I know you far across the distance and spaces between us. You have come to show you the